The five good emperors are often regarded as some of the greatest rulers of ancient Rome, overseeing an era of prosperity that brought the Roman Empire to its peak. Throughout Roman history, many emperors ruled with varying degrees of success. While some failed in their duties or left behind controversial legacies, a few stand out for not only ruling effectively, but also expanding the empire and securing its power. Among these are the five good emperors who reigned between the 1st and 2nd centuries CE: Nerva, Trajan, Hadrian, Antoninus Pius, and Marcus Aurelius. Their leadership stabilized the empire and cemented Rome's dominance, though cracks in the empire's structure also began to appear during this time. Although the Roman Empire would persist for centuries, it would never again achieve the level of stability and influence it held under these emperors. The reign of the five good emperors is also known as the Nerva-Antonine dynasty, yet it wasn't based on traditional family lineage. From Nerva to Marcus Aurelius, successors were chosen for their capabilities rather than blood ties. Nerva became emperor following the assassination of the last Flavian ruler and set the stage for this merit-based system, with subsequent rulers being adopted heirs. This practice allowed for competent leadership unburdened by familial intrigue, contributing to the success of their reigns. During this period, the emperors restructured the imperial administration and economy, leading to significant military campaigns that expanded Rome's territory to its greatest extent. Roman culture and law flourished, and monumental building projects reshaped both urban and rural landscapes. While the reforms of the five good emperors ushered in a period of unprecedented growth and power, the increased centralization of the state and the strengthening of imperial authority gradually weakened the Roman Senate's influence. Under these emperors, the Senate became filled with the emperor's allies, handpicked to serve the ruler's interests. This shift in power did not cause immediate issues as long as the emperor was competent. However, it set a precedent that could lead to instability under weaker rulers, ultimately contributing to the empire's later decline. Nerva, the first of the five good emperors, ascended to power in 96 CE as a compromise candidate after the assassination of Domitian, the last Flavian emperor. His rise to power came at a time when the empire was teetering on the edge of civil war. Despite being 66 years old and childless, Nerva was a safe choice who appeased both pro- and anti-Flavian factions. During his short reign, he sought to stabilize the empire, offering amnesty to persecuted senators and returning confiscated property. Nerva introduced economic reforms to aid the poor, granting them land and reducing taxes, but his policies strained the empire's finances. Although popular with the Senate and the people, Nerva struggled to control the military, which eventually led to a revolt by the Praetorian Guard. Despite this, his greatest achievement was adopting Trajan as his successor, setting the stage for a new era of Roman leadership. Trajan, who became emperor in 98 CE, was the first Roman ruler born outside of Italy, hailing from Spain. Despite this, he was highly respected for his military prowess and quickly expanded the empire's borders. His campaigns included the conquest of Dacia, which added vast wealth to the empire through its gold reserves, and the annexation of territories in the east, such as Armenia and Mesopotamia. Domestically, Trajan continued Nerva's policy of cooperation with the Senate while centralizing power by appointing trusted officials to key positions. His reign was marked by an ambitious building program, including the construction of the iconic Trajan's Forum and Column. Trajan was honored as Optimus Princeps, or best ruler, by the Senate. And though his life was cut short in 117 CE, his legacy of expansion and prosperity endured. Hadrian, Trajan's adopted successor, shifted the empire's focus from expansion to consolidation. While Trajan had been a conqueror, Hadrian focused on fortifying the empire's borders, famously constructing Hadrian's Wall in Britain. He spent much of his reign traveling the empire, inspecting its defenses, overseeing construction projects, and ensuring stability. Though he was initially met with opposition from the Senate due to his execution of 4 prominent senators, Hadrian's administrative reforms and building projects, such as the reconstruction of the Pantheon, earned him lasting respect. His reign was relatively peaceful, aside from the Jewish revolt in Judea, which he brutally suppressed. Hadrian's legacy includes his efforts to secure the empire's frontiers and his extensive contributions to architecture. Antoninus Pius, Hadrian's adopted successor, continued the tradition of peaceful rule. His reign, from 138 to 161 CE, was marked by internal stability and prosperity, with few military conflicts. Antoninus further centralized the administration and promoted the arts and sciences. His only notable military action was the construction of the Antonine Wall in Scotland, though this territory was eventually abandoned. Antoninus's reign was characterized by diplomatic efforts, including contacts with distant powers like China and India. He left the empire financially strong, with a surplus in the treasury, and introduced legal reforms that improved the rights of freed slaves. Antoninus was also notable for his fair treatment of Christians, ensuring they received just trials rather than arbitrary executions. Marcus Aurelius, perhaps the most famous of the 5 good emperors, is remembered for his philosophical writings and his stoic leadership. He ruled jointly with his adoptive brother Lucius Verus, and together they managed both military and domestic challenges. Despite being one of the last of the 5 good emperors, Marcus Aurelius's reign was marked by increasing pressure on the empire's borders, as it faced invasions from Germanic tribes and internal strife.